Okay, what's up everyone? I'm here at the Skydeck of the KL Tower. I've never been to the Skydeck before. I've been to the observation deck before. But anyway, this is my first time at the Skydeck. And once you get off the lift, which is right there, you'll probably be greeted by someone asking you to see your ticket. Though there's also a ticket scanning machine that you need to go through, and this is actually my first time doing this, so you'll be seeing it as I see it for the first time. And there's a sign here. Hello. So the lady just scanned my ticket, although I probably could have done it myself. And oh my goodness, the views really are quite amazing. I paid an extra 50 ringgit, but I think the view is way better than the observation deck. My gosh. I'll show you some views. These views are amazing. You can see the Petronas Towers, which KL Tower and Petronas Towers are my favorite by far. And you know what? I want to walk all the way around this place, just because some amazing views. We got the Four Seasons Hotel there, Petronas Towers. So there's some official filming going on, so maybe I need to go the other way. But here you can pretty much get a view of like all of, or at least most of the nice places in Kuala Lumpur. It's really amazing. And even though this camera might not be able to focus so well, I think you can still see some really great views. And Jack in the, looks kind of like a painting for Jack and the Beanstalk, where Jack climbs up. It's a good fairy tale. Well, you could think of this tower as kind of like a little beanstalk. You climb up to the sky, and yeah, definitely, this is safe, but if you fell over these if you fell over these, you would be falling to your death from quite a high height. But in any case, I think that they're made of some very strong glass, so even if you bang into it, it'd be very difficult to break that glass. Okay, so there's a little room here. I'm not really sure what this room is for. Okay, so you can view your photos. So I didn't order any photos. So I guess there's no need to order photos. Also, I'd only mainly order a photo if I was with somebody else, but I'm by myself right now. And this, like on the observation deck, shows you KL Tower versus towers in other countries. For example, Tokyo Tower, Tianjin, some tower there. Sichuan Tower, Qingdao Tower. Oh, Reunion Tower. Oh, Taipei 101, I've been there. Taipei 101 used to be the tallest building in the world. I think now it's number 2. But some building in Dubai is the tallest now. So this changes very frequently. In 10 years' time, probably a new tallest building would have been built. Oh yeah, so the Burj Khalifa, I believe that's the tallest building in the world. If I am not mistaken, there's a Canton Tower, and I'm not sure where Canton Tower would be. Either it's in Guangzhou or Hong Kong. Canton was the old name for Guangzhou, but also the name Canton is where we get the name Cantonese, the language. But I imagine it could be in Guangzhou. I wouldn't be surprised. Or Hong Kong. My guess is Guangzhou, just because Canton is the old name for Guangzhou. Yeah, so Skyline Tower, Auckland, Prague Tower. We've got lots of. Okay, so it's good. They have the little labels on the map of each number, and each number you can look it up how tall it is and so on. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, I want to go back out and walk along this amazing view. See more of these amazing views. And someone can take a picture of you standing on some glass.
Excuse me? Yes.
Okay, so I just walked past the skybox. Probably I don't need to get a photo. But man, the views here are amazing. And I'm pretty lucky too, because past few days it's been raining or just bad weather. It seems the weather here is just really nice today. Not raining, not too humid, just fine. And then, gosh. So, although the Skydeck is more expensive, I think it's almost double the price of just an observation deck. I think it's definitely worth it, actually. Because I didn't realize how amazing these views are. And it's, man, great views. Here's a sign here in at least 4 languages. We have Malay, English, Chinese, and I'm not sure. That's Arabic script, but I don't know what language that is actually. Maybe it's Arabic. And there's actually a Sky Cafe, which is nice. And this pink, I don't know what this thing is. Maybe it's a crane or something I have no idea about. Anyway, here's a Sky Cafe. So if you're a Red Bull fan like me, you can buy some Red Bull, buy some snacks. Here's yet another skybox. And this here is a really amazing view of the Petronas Towers. Yeah, I really love those buildings. Four Seasons Hotel. And I wish I knew the city a lot better. I'm only here for 2 weeks. But in any case, I'm gonna get. Excuse me. I'm gonna show you now Skydeck 2, or excuse me, Skybox 1, and excuse me. So yet another great view of Petronas Towers. Yeah, it just takes my breath away. It's definitely makes me feel a bit happier today, having this great view. And I believe it was 99 ringgit. So I paid 99 ringgit, but these views definitely made it worth it. So again, Petronas Towers are there, Four Seasons, and as I keep mentioning, the views are really amazing. And I certainly don't mind walking around this place several times. There's Bajara Times Square. Let's see if we can. Bajara Times Square is there. And this here is okay. Yeah, I guess this was the place I came in from. So I came in from the, okay, and then that down there, it's hard to tell, but it looks like a racetrack maybe, way down there. That looks like some sort of stadium for football maybe. You can see highways from here. So anyway, KL is doing really well, I think. The skyline looks really nice. And the pollution level is not so bad, at least in the places I've been. And I guess you can, okay, so there's actually a church down there, a big church. It does look like there's some sort of big abandoned building that maybe they're going to destroy. There's some big mosque down there. And I do like that they have kept a lot of the trees, the forests. There's some mountains down that way. So thankfully they didn't chop down all the trees like some places would do. Yeah, I can't recommend this place enough. And I can actually hear some music, or just some blasted music. So someone must be blasting music really loudly if I can hear it, you know, so high up here. Okay, so I'm just walking around yet again. And again, here it says things to do, things not to do in the Skybox. I personally don't think this, well, Skybox probably is really cool if you have a friend with you, or just at least one other person with you. It'd be really nice. But for me, mainly, I just want to look at these views. And it also, It smells pretty good up here. As I mentioned, KL, at least the places I've been, didn't have that much pollution, but the air smells pretty fresh here, which is nice. And the views down there, gosh, some great views. Okay, so yet again, this is yet the skybox again. Another skybox. So if you're into views, or if you're just into photography, taking lots and lots of photos, there's actually apparently no time limit here. So you can stay here as long as what time do they close KL Tower? 10. 10. So I guess technically you would have to leave at 10, but I have heard that basically you can stay up here as long as you want, assuming it's not closing. So you could in theory come here early in the morning and stay all day for the views. But certainly I think this would be good for at least 30 minutes to an hour, just looking around, taking selfies, photos of the scenery, and just sort of sucking it all in. It really is quite an amazing view. And just like to make it sort of hit home, I've seen the KL Towers almost every day since I've been here, just in the skyline. I've been there a few times. Sometimes actually when it's cloudy, the clouds obscure the near the top of the KL, the Petronas Towers. So we could literally be up in the clouds if it were cloudy, because it's so tall, so high up here. And just to point out some more buildings I see. Here, so basically there is the, as I keep mentioning, Petronas Towers, but just pretty much all the best parts of KL you can see here. Lots of really nice towers, bunch of religious buildings like churches and mosques. Probably you can see some Hindu temples too, but I can't see them right now. There might be some Chinese temples you can see from here. But in any case, I feel really lucky I came here on a day where the weather was really good. And yeah, so there is, I forgot to, I haven't mentioned that there's also an option for the ticket to just get the observation deck. And if I remember correctly, it's basically about half the price of the ticket I got will give me access to both the Skydeck and the observation deck. And the observation deck is lower. So, and I actually asked, is it possible to buy just the Skydeck? And they said, basically it's the same price as the one with the observation deck, so you should get the one. If you want to come to the Skydeck, you'll get the ticket that goes both to the observation deck and the Skydeck. But if you want just the observation deck, it's about half the height, and but it's still also really good. But if you want sort of the amazing views, I think just from my experience here, the Skydeck is awesome. And Yeah, and there's also other packages too, like where you could, if you're with friends, probably I would say you would get the other packages if you're with other people, most likely. But you could, of course, always do it by yourself. There's other packages too where you get access to the mini zoo, aquarium, and other things. And you'll get some kind of a deal if you want to actually see those. The zoo, aquarium, and other stuff. I think upside down place, as I've talked about in one of the video I made walking to the KL Tower. But anyway, so this is again the Skydeck on the KL Tower, and you know what? I would like to ask somebody what the height is up here. Let me ask. Excuse me. What is the height up here? Skydeck, the height.
This year,
How many meters up here?
this year 300.
300 meters?
Yeah, all 421.
And then the observation deck is how many meters?
Observation.
276. This is 300. Okay. So the observation deck is 300 meters high. Oh, excuse me. Skydeck, 300 meters high, and 276, I believe, the observation deck, which you said. And it's more than 400 for the actual height of the whole building. But 300 meters is a feat in and of itself. Yeah, and here's just a random sign up here. You like languages. It says no smoking. Fine is 100 ringgit, and they put RM, I believe, because it probably is ringgit Malaysia, something like that, for the RM. Okay, so maybe I'll walk around this area just one more time to you can see some more amazing views. Again, this is KL Tower, Malaysia. There's a sign there. And I actually paid for a Skydeck. I could, or the Skybox, I mean. I could actually walk in one of the Skyboxes, but I don't really need to. And yeah, so this in and of itself, oh, I can see some train going by. So this Skydeck is really an amazing view. So for 100 ringgit, I don't know the exact, I haven't looked at the Forex recently, Forex rates, but 1 ringgit is roughly 25 US cents, at least the last time I looked. So the way I've been doing a lot of the conversions is it's roughly 1/4. So basically 100 ringgit is roughly about $25, or between $20 and $30, or 20 and 30 euro. So yeah, I don't like to waste money. It is slightly expensive for Malaysia, but for me it was definitely worth the cost. So I just still can't get enough of these views. These views are really amazing. And here's yet another sky box. Excuse me. So I don't know, maybe I'll go into the sky, one of the sky boxes. I'm not sure. But right now I just want to suck up these views. And these views are really amazing. Okay, so I've now shown you the Skydeck of the KL Tower, and from what I've heard from some employees here, this is 300 meters tall where we are, where I am, and this is by far the best views I've seen in a very long time. Yeah, and I haven't been back to the KL Tower in several years, and as I mentioned, I've only been to the observation deck before. This is my first time at the Skydeck, and although it's slightly expensive for Malaysian standards, for me it was definitely worth the money. So anyway, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel if you like this. Again, if you like it, please like the video, and finally feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.